So, everybody watching at home, I want to introduce my good friend Paul Avila. He is the founder of Pauly's project, which, and correct me if I'm wrong, Pauly. The best way to describe you guys is a program that helps the unhoused. You guys are more on the kind of guerrilla style outreach. So like you meet people
Correct.
where they're encamped on the streets. So you're
Yes.
very grassroots, you're very person to person, and you go to where they are.
Exactly.
Okay. So what else would you like to add? Like, what is your mission statement? Tell us about kind of your background, what exactly you guys do.
Yeah, definitely. Basically, kind of the 1 minute version is, Pauly's project was inspired by my, who's now going to be 24-year-old son, Pauly. Pauly is blind and autistic, so Pauly can't see and talk. And we found out at a young age that he loved music. So fast forward, as I got older, I did a lot of volunteer work in Skid Row. And one day I was walking in my car and I saw this guy have headphones. And right there just touched me, and I was like, wow, music's a universal language. So I went home, tossing and turning. I'm like, all right, how can I put this all together? So I thought of my son, Pauly. I thought about music, and I thought about, how I love, serving our unhoused friends out there. So came up with the concept very simple. I said, Pauly's project's going to be donating radios. So me and my son would hit the streets, for the first 2 years, and we would just hand out radios. And they were so happy, they're like, man, this little thing is huge, because, for us, we go home, we have access to the world with the remote control, we're watching TV. With them, if you're living in a tent, you don't know what's going on. So now they can hear the news, they can hear sports, they can hear music, which uplifts them. So they're like, man, this little device is powerful, So I'm like, awesome. So I would post stuff, on our Instagram at Pauly's Project. And then I remember one day a lady said, hey, that's great that you and your son are doing it. We love watching it, but how do we get involved? And I was like, you know what, that's true. I want to get others on board. So, fast forward, like I said, now we have quite a large volunteer group, and we go out the first and third Sunday of every month, and we meet up at Farmer Boys at 10:30. And it's basically just a street outreach program. We might hit 6 to 7 encampments. I did, like I said, Skid Row the first couple years, and lately I've been hitting more of the outskirts of downtown because not a lot of people go there. So we're one of the few organizations that actually, serve our unhoused friends on the outskirts of downtown, and it's definitely growing by the day. So our help is very much needed.
That's amazing, Paula. Thank you so much. Now, I've known you for a while. You've been on this, like you said, for many, many years. I mean, I think when we first linked up, it was like 2015.
Yeah.
I was part of a group called Monday Night Mission. We were going down to Skid Row. So kind of a similar situation. We were handing out food and all that. I must admit, my service work is pivoted. Now I do food bank work, which is not so much the unhoused, but more like working with the working poor, people who, they've got a job, they've got work, but they're just having trouble making ends meet. And especially during COVID,
Yes.
things are really hard because, LA's got such a service industry. A lot of people who used to work at restaurants or, valet drivers or, all of this service industry work has dried up. So
Yes.
they have no money now.
Yes.
And we've seen our food bank lines explode, in 2020. I want to ask you, what have you seen? What is it like out there? How are things trending different on the streets in the past calendar year? What is different now?
Yeah, I mean, definitely I've seen the numbers rise big time, and I think before people always thought of the face of homelessness as an old man pushing a cart. Now you're seeing a lot of families out there, a lot of the younger generation, and, it's just sad. I think our city has failed in many ways. Like, a homelessness problem was already spiraling out of control, add COVID on top. So, I think lately, like this last month, I've seen a lot more maybe aggression or violence. Because if you think about it, a lot of them would maybe go to the restaurants and use the restrooms, or they would go to the gyms and take showers. Our homeless friends get very resourceful. And like all of us, if we're having a difficult time getting resources, you can imagine for them. So that's kind of led to, tempers flaring, people getting upset. I was just out there last week, so-and-so got stabbed, so-and-so got robbed, what have you. So I can see it's not good right now. I think they're at a bad place, and it's just a sign of the times, unfortunately.
Man, that's hard. So I guess a follow-up question is, we would never want to discourage anybody from trying to go out there and make a difference. But at the same time, though, you've got to be concerned safety-wise,
Sure.
for anybody out there who either wants to volunteer with an organization like yours, or maybe they want to start their own thing, what kind of tips would you have for somebody who is new to the helping the homeless? Like, what tips would you give them?
Yeah, definitely. I have a lot of people that reach out to me with that same question, and you almost want to talk to somebody, like me, that's been out in the trenches and been doing it for years. A lot of it's just, depends what you want to do. Some people are good behind the scenes. Some people want to get into the political stuff. Some people want to do street outreach. Some people want to be on the back end with just donations, whatever you can do, because it's a lot of moving parts. So whatever you see fit, but if you were to ask me, I'd say, hey, maybe come on a Sunday with us, see how we operate. You might have your own style, but at the end of the day, if you are going to do the street outreach, it's all about, communication and, growing these friendships, because a lot of people are like, hey, this homeless guy doesn't want to change. He wants to live there forever. I said, well, you got to get to know them, connect with them, because as many bad stuff as you hear out there, on the flip side, I've seen many success stories. We have seen people get into housing and all that good stuff. So, whatever I can do to help, or there's a lot of other organizations out there, but, we simply can't turn our back to it. We have to get involved some way, somehow.
Fantastic. I guess the final question is, if you could talk to any politician, just any, like, if you could grab the mayor's ear, or a senator, or the fucking president, or something like that. Yeah. What would you tell them? Like, what is the solution? Because it's got to come from better policy, ultimately.
Yes.
What would you tell to them?
Well, I think they're just so far removed. First of all, I'd be like, come on a Sunday with me so you can see it and smell it and hear it. You have to be boots on the ground to see how bad this issue is. But, I think it's just, unfortunately, the people on the top. We've seen this cycle happen where all this hundreds of millions of dollars gets funded, and it's like, where's it going? Because as I'm out there, things have passed, legislation, all these different things. And I've seen no change. And people say, what change have you seen in the last couple of years, Paul? I said, you want to know the truth? I've seen it rise. That's the only change. I mean, I unfortunately don't have too many good things to say, but I think we need just the politicians on top really getting more involved and having better solutions and housing. And, it's like taking somebody out of prison and just throwing them in a box, and think like they're going to get fixed themselves. It's like, no, it's all the mental health, the drug addiction, all the things that come with it. So it's a big ball of different things that need to happen. But I could go on for 2 hours, but yeah, we got to start somewhere. And, our city, I believe, is, kind of let us down in this area.
Okay. Man, well, thank you regardless. I know clearly we all have a lot of work to do, and you're doing it. You're walking the walk. We fucking love you. I have nothing but mad fucking respect for everything that Pauly's Project has done. So to be able to funnel a lot of these donations toward you, your group, man, we're comrades. Yeah. And we got a lot of work to do. And for anybody watching at home, if you want to get involved, hit up Pauly's Project, hit up Paul here. Join us. We need the help. We definitely do.
Help us join the good fight. And I'd like to thank Roger. Happy birthday, man. This was amazing what he put on. I mean, I felt like it was my birthday. Like, I just know how many people this is going to, the good all this is going to do. So to you and all your friends, thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate it. And this is going to help a lot of people. So yeah, we all got to get involved and do our part.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.